fundraisers. It is Monday, July 28th, and I'm excited to have another week unpacking all the things as it relates to finance with you. Today, I want to focus on low-lived, high-impact fundraising strategies, right? And just a level set, I want to tell you that you have a head start today, right? Many times when we think about fundraising for our business, rightfully so, we're thinking about the immediate need that we have, all of the bad things that will happen if it does not work out, right? And we direct our adrenaline towards very, very quickly raising funds. But if I can, I want to shift your mindset to start thinking about low-lived, high-impact fundraising strategies. And one in particular I want to raise today is this roundup strategy. So maybe you've seen this before, right? Maybe you are, in a drive-thru for fast food and they say, hey, do you want to round up today for XYZ cause? Right? And sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, right? But the lift is very low, right? For you as the consumer, you as the contributor, right? You are a customer, you're spending money anyway, right? The incremental money that you give, maybe, 2%, 1% of what you were paying already, because it's just rounding up, right? The most you would give is 99 cents at that time. But in a given day, that company could easily raise, let's say $100 per day doing the same strategy. Right, and $100 per day, let's say they're open 5 days a week, maybe that's $500 a week, $500 a week for 4 weeks, let's say it's a month, right? It's $2,000, right? Low lift, high impact. This is a strategy that I want to see more and more founders leverage. One, because it's regenerative. Regenerative tactics in finance are those in which go in this loop. And the loop resides in community. You feed the community pays you for that food. You invest in your business and you feed the community, and the community pays you for that food, and it goes again and again and again and again. No outside parties are necessarily involved, right? You as a business owner can choose to source locally, where you are going to the local farmer for your dairy, right? You are going to the local welder for your repairs, whatever. But these are regenerative systems, because the more you feed someone else, let's say it's dollars, right? The easier it is for them to buy from others for their food and their needs. The easier it is for them to hire locally. Those people take those dollars, and it just goes again and again and again around this regenerative loop. And roundup strategies are that. This is not a call for you to go outside of your community and say, hey, look at us, please, please, please help. This is saying the people that are already patronizing your business, why not round up to the next dollar, right? And you account for what that excess is, and you allow it to accumulate over time. What happens in a year if you do this, right? How could $24,000 from a roundup strategy impact your next launch? How could it impact your ability to hire an intern when school breaks, right? And you want to take people through apprenticeship programs because you want to increase the amount of experts in your particular field in your neighborhood or your town or your district. Low-lived, high-impact financial strategies are sustainable. They are viable, meaning they will work. And they're ones that pay dividends over a longer horizon. So I want us to think beyond 3 years, because when we go inside of companies on day one, it's easy to think about 30 years. Let's have 100-year horizons. Let's think about being here for good, right? Multi-generational businesses that outlive us. And as we think about that horizon, let's think about the financial strategies for our own micro capital systems that we can deploy to raise, use, and invest money in our own ecosystems. And so Roundup is one tangible way. I'll continue sharing more and more tips like this as we pull together on a weekly basis. But I want you to think about that, right? This is your own micro capital system. As I mentioned last week, we help fintechs with macro capital systems, reimagining how the entire system works outside of one community, right? And we gave examples of PayPal and Flex. We gave examples of solo funds and a firm. But you as an entrepreneur, I want you to think about your micro capital system and how you can use strategies like Roundup to have your funders. Your customers are funders. You are bootstrapping revenue when you make a sale, right? And you can reinvest that. You can actually expand what they give. It's just like a tip system, right? Except you ask every time on a Roundup, right? Just reimagine that and give yourself a head start. What can happen over a year, right? And why not always give yourself a year on certain things, right? When you earmark those funds for something specific, then you know how to bridge to that. You can have multiple plays going across multiple strategies at the same time. I want us to understand and embody that so that we're not so readily giving up our birthright for temporary satisfaction, right? And for those of you who are building in this capital system, I'm talking to you more and more on these podcasts because we are actively building out that base of fintech folks that we support, that we educate, that we teach at colleges, etc. I want you to think about how you can make some of these capital strategies even more autonomous for communities. How can you build tech that make these plays autopilot, much like GoFundMe is today, right? We are the keepers of our traditions, of our recipes, of our stories. And so we have what we need to build it. Let's make the play. If you are listening across streaming platforms, please do subscribe. Please rate us. Please leave comments. We would love to know how this is resonating with you, what aha moments you're having. And if you're listening on the app, I want you to write out what is a low-lived, high-impact play that you can run over the next year, right? How will you use that money? Don't peanut butter it across 15 different use cases because that's how we mess ourselves up, right? I want you to think as a CEO, you are that, right? How can a play like this over the fall season, right, impact something very specific and very tangible, and you do that thing, right, with a low stress, and you're able to run that play again to sustain that practice year after year. Shout out those thoughts. Until next time, may you do well and be well. Love and light.